masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my callings. Only his ways, so ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in no ways reflecting his might. I am in no ways refracting his sight. In all ways I acknowledge, no ledge, no college. God, you promised that a great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that he is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my callings. Only his ways, oh ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. Or aside, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my. Put on the new self who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God, you promised that a great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that he is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no ledge, no courage. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God, you.
Greater light. Let me get it all. Just go right into it. Happy Good Freeday. Happy Good Freeday. I don't know about whatever man-made stuff they were celebrating last week. But I tell you, this memorial of the greatest Friday ever. The greatest Friday ever. I gotta get. There's a mosquito in here. I got bit by a mosquito yesterday, right? And the ink on the, okay, I would show it. So there's a rose. I have a rose in between my son's name. And it goes right through the E. The thorns go right through the E, right? And a mosquito bit me. This is the first time I ever had this reaction. The ink on the whole rose rose up. And not that I like getting bit by mosquitoes. The first thing came to my mind is, oh, they done did something with the mosquitoes. But I know I'm protected. But when my daughter, it was right around the time that my daughter was bringing the grands. So I said, look, so she could see how high the rose, the whole rose, I'm not talking about just where I got bit by this one mosquito. And I wasn't out there long. But the whole rose, the leaf, everything just rose up. This testimony service. Testimony service. Then let's see. Oh, my grandson's favorite word is ta-da. That's another one of his new favorite things. So I have a wall, and y'all have seen the wall behind me where I was going to be doing the little exercising series, the exercise series. And I was like, this wall is the wall for my grands to do their art. So I had to paint out yesterday. And if they don't have their handprints, like in some cave art, my granddaughter got so creative with it. And I'm supposed to finish it up. So I'm going to take a picture of that. But when he first, I guess the freedom of being able to just put his hand on that wall and not worry that he did it and then he looked back, because I knew he was going to go to the wall. I knew it was like he just put his hand in all his paint, just smudged it off, and he thought he was just going to keep going on the paper, doing it on the paper. And he walked over to the wall and he goes, boom, and he looks back at me like, wait, Grandma, you're not going to say anything? And I said, beautiful. And he says, ta-da! So my granddaughter, because she was like, ooh. And I said, no, that's your wall. That's your art wall. And she said, really? So she went and she got her hand, and I'm talking about she got creative with it. She got colors and her fingerprints and did it in different designs. And I'm talking about handprints all over the place. So we had a ball yesterday. Oh, and the recipe for today, the recipe. So, I went into different colors with my smoothies. Everybody have seen the crimson red that I did for a week. And then I went into the green for a week. And now it's just a transition of different colors. So yesterday I was with the ultraviolet coconut blend. And this is all no food coloring or anything, just the natural chemicals from the fruits. So today I'm at I guess they could call this cream or yellow, because it's mango in here. I didn't do a whole mango. So it's mango, coconut, ginger, and honey. Mango, coconut, ginger, and honey. Yep, ready? I'm ready to do the taste test on. Let's see. I do the tasting right here in your face. Let's see. Kind of tastes like Irish moss drink. Kind of, the coconut kind of tastes like. Let me see. It's all right. I don't think I put enough coconut. I put more of the coconut milk than the coconut itself. I didn't want to take away from the mango. Mango is my birth fruit. There go that mosquito. It's another mosquito in here. Well, I did have the door open early. There shouldn't even really be no mosquitoes out there with all that cold, right? It's all right. It's all right. Ain't nothing I would put on market. It's nothing that I would put on the market. Speaking of market, Mm, mm. Guess what my daughter finally bought over? All these months I've been here, she's like, well, because I got the free time. Hmm. And after this eclipse, when I go into my next phase, remember about the concentrating on their monetary system. You have 5 months. 5 months to trim your lamps. I mean, to fill your lamps. 5 months. You got 5 months after these eclipse. 5 months. Believe what I'm telling you. Grandma said 5 months. But guess what I got? She bought. I've had it, for a few years. But I was like, are you gonna bring it? It's like you don't have the time. She bought my sewing machine, and I'm gonna take it out the box and set it up right here next to the computer. She bought my sewing machine. All right. Now that was all right. This right here is all right. It's all right. Okay. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm, knowing that God will provide the perfect solution. God has provided the perfect solution to all of my needs. And I say, God, thank you. Huh? God, you promised. Thank you. All right. I want to go back over Matthew 25. And I'm going to read Matthew 25 all the way through to the two versions that I have. Now, it's in accordance to the Federal Register and their plans through this great transition, this eclipse, right? Not just on a spiritual note, but even on the financial, because when Jesus tells the disciples about, what is this mosquito? When he tells the disciples about the signs and the last signal before his coming is right around the corner, is coming soon, and the events and how they will transpire, he goes into allowing man to know that his coming would be like a simulation of financial gains and losses. Because the story about the virgins and the bridegroom, if you look at that story through my mind, you could read it from King James Version or read it from the Life application, and every different theologian that may have broken it down, or apologetic that may have broken it down, those who study the word, different pastors and stuff. And the way that I see that the 10 virgins is in so many different facets. So the aspect of the story where, first off, the bridegroom was supposed to be coming for them in whatever little area that they were in, just for the 10 of them. He was coming to meet them as a part of the celebration, like sowing his oats. So it's not like they was going to benefit from anything except for to see him go marry somebody else. So you have a story of 10 women all excited about one man who's supposed to be marrying somebody else. He belongs to somebody else. There's 11 people that belong to somebody else. Okay, so the bridesmaids are supposed to take care of the bride, make sure the bride is okay. The bridesmaids make sure that the, you know, ceremony is handled correctly. They make sure the bride is dressed up properly. Make sure the flowers are in place. The bridesmaids take care of the bride, right? The bridegroom, he's supposed to be getting prepared to be the husband of the bride. So all 10 of these individuals are preparing to meet. Well, 11 of these individuals, there's the 11. Meaning like Monday is the 11th day. And I'm mentioning that because over there where I was earlier, Red Squid, and I said today is the 8th day. And then he said, then you know, what would that make the day of the eclipse? That would make it the 11th. So these 11 individuals are preparing. The bridegroom is already being unfaithful. Five of those bridesmaids cheated or preparing to cheat with him. All of them were ready. And they all had light. You have five of them that couldn't remember their history. 5 nations, they couldn't remember exactly where they came from. They couldn't remember. They're like, we forgot. But they still had light, but they forgot. And then you had the other 5. Not only did they remember, but they also, while the other 5 was asleep, stole their oil. Because remember, all 10 of them had oil. So when they all was waiting, the ones that forgot where they came from and forgot who they were, and forgot that this stuff is free and it's supposed to be free. When they all fell asleep, whoever it was, it doesn't say who cried out. It might have been the media. Whoever it was that cried out to these 10 bridesmaids, these 10 virgins waiting to deceive the bride in the first place. The other 5 stole their oil. So now, anytime you hear Jesus say, be wise, I don't know why people take that as Jesus was being given some knowledge, like, yeah, be wise, and not in a sarcastic way. Because the wise ones were the serpent type beings. The wise ones were the ones that come from the house of Solomon. The wise ones had the knowledge. Not only did they remember where they came from, and they had the knowledge. So they had the light. Then they stole their light while they was asleep. And somebody cried out. It might have been one of the 4 of the 5. Hey, the bridegroom, he coming. So now the 5 that when they went in, they had oil. They had their light. But then when they went and they was like, well, can we get some of yours? Can we share with you? Now they all bridesmaids. They all supposed to be working together for the bride, not really the bridegroom. They gonna tell the other 5, nah, you go and you go where they buy and sell stuff at. Go get your money right. Because if we share with you, we ain't gonna have enough for you and us. What else? How much oil they need to sleep with the bridegroom? I mean, don't when they was doing what they was gonna do anyway, they was gonna do it in the dark. So the ones who forgot where they came from, they went, yeah, let me go get me some 401k, some 501c, get my taxes together. And so then when the bridegroom come, because he was trying to get out the house before, but he had to wait, because that's why they fell asleep. That's why they all fell asleep waiting on him. Because he was celebrating with his soon-to-be wife anyway, which they normally do. And when he finally made it to the barn, those that went to try to get what the other ones had, the thieving ones, they had to lock the doors on them and say, nah, you can't come in and get none of this. You can't come. It's too late. Why was it too late? Ain't they all supposed to been working to make sure that the bride's wedding was successful? See, did anybody ever look at this story like that? I looked at it. I remember the first time my first husband, middle name Jesus, and I broke it down the way I saw it. He said, something ain't right with you. I say, that's the way I see it. It ain't never changed. I just stopped saying it to other people. Sitting in Sunday school and say, every time I say something in a Bible study or a Sunday school, the pastor will look at me some type of way, kind of cross-eyed, give me a little throw off a roundaway question. Answer a response, and then all the other good students would sit up like, yes, we don't know what that is you're talking about over there. Well, here it is, back around to the same old thing. So if Jesus is saying, be wise at the end, he says, be wise. Not to be wise. He's saying those that stole their oil and then wouldn't even share with them and then told them to go and file your taxes and go to where they buy and sell at. You go get your stocks and bonds together, because we about to have a party with the bridegroom, until time for the wedding. The wise ones were the ones that came out of Solomon. They say Solomon was the wisest man. You want to be wise. You want to be wise as a serpent, huh? Solomon was the wisest man that lived. And guess what Solomon did? To this day, Solomon rejected God. Don't believe me? Check it out. It's in the Bible. To this day, Solomon said, God, I don't want what you have to offer. I want my 300 concubines, and my 700 wives, So when Jesus used to say, yeah, you can be wise if you want to. And at the end of that story there, he says, you can see those wise ones and you see the bridegroom. And they were supposed to be getting ready for heaven. And he points out how the 5 that forgot, he said, make sure you stay awake. See, the story didn't say make sure your lamps is filled. He could have said that, make sure your light is on. And he said, make sure stay awake. I'm going to have to read it to you and break it down, because that's what I'm here to do today on this good free day. On this good free day. This one right here was all right, man. It was all right. And I wouldn't do the coconut mango mix. I'm not going to do that again. Mm-mm. Maybe later I'll do a mango pineapple or something, but mango coconut, it don't go together to me. Now, before I go to the vessels, you know how I always like to connect what I'm reading to what's going on today. So the vessels, I'm going to show you something in Federal Register. Believe me when I tell you, they are being as transparent as ever. And if you look at this and think of you as a being and think of you on the spiritual realm, you'll see it just for what it is. I'm telling you. They said we don't have time to play around. We don't have time to play around. This is last minute. We ain't even got time to fix up the words. Okay, let me show you something real quick before I get into these Bible stories. I may be here a minute. Today is a celebration. I mean, I'm talking about I'm celebrating, doing things. That's the longest in my whole YouTube, hanging on the corners of YouTube. That I have ever been on somebody's panel. That was the longest. And I just wanted to do something different. I did things I haven't done. I can't tell you when. When my grandchildren left this morning, I slept. I slept till almost 12 in the afternoon. I slept. I went to sleep. If I text my daughter right now or call my daughter, let y'all hear, I say, and say, you know what? I slept till almost 12 o'clock this afternoon. I mean, this earlier today. And then when I got up, brush my teeth, wash my face and stuff, usually the first thing I do is go in the shower and all that. But see, when the grands left, I cleaned up the house and all that. I did that, what I normally do, because I had fixed them breakfast and everything before they left. So they left before 8 o'clock. And then I went back to sleep. And that's something I don't do. You catch me sleeping in the daytime, something wrong, like I'm sick. But today I'm not sick. I just said, let me just switch up. It's after I brush my teeth and wash my face and stuff, I hit that, I said, I'm going to make this work today. And you wouldn't know what I had to go through. It took me about 15 minutes to try to get this phone to allow me to be able to go up on it, because I hadn't been able to do it. It always had me blocked. Talking about I could join without the mic. And I like, no, that's not what I want to do. But every instruction that it was giving me wasn't working. Today I did something different. So today again, I'm gonna do something different. I may be like try to be on here a while. I know I definitely want to read from 25 to the end of the beginning. But here we go. Look at this right here. Ready? Who's that here with me? Who's that here with me? Mind's eye. Greater light, mind's eye. Greater light. Here we go. Look. Here we go. This was released today. What they talking about over here? Am I sharing it? Let me make sure I share this. There we go. Look. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, what kind of plans they have. I don't know what time and what part you came in, but it's 5 months to stack it up. Stack it up. 5 months after they do they mess they plan on doing with the monetary system and everything. Whatever they planning. I told 2 of my friends, look, farm loans. We are farmers. I'm serious. He laughed. I said, yep. Now the first, she was like, huh? I like, I'm gonna have about 5 different careers going on at one time. What you mean? Okay, watch me. I can do anything. You know, is ordering my steps. My mind is God's mind. Look right here. Accepted means of compliance for small unmanned aircraft category 2 and category 3 operations over human beings. Virginia Tech Mid-Atlantic Aviation. This is the aviation partnership, right? But look at this part right here. Operations over human beings. When I said, y'all remember when they shot down them balloons? And I kept saying, look, those crafts that they used, that was them practicing. There were nobody in those ships. It wasn't about the balloon. It was about the vessels that they used to shoot the balloons down. It's there in one of them 1,500 videos I got. The same week that it happened, I said, no, it ain't about thinking that it's from China and it's a balloon and how far it traveled. All that is a distraction. It's about those ships were being tested to fly under the rule of artificial intelligence without man's help, or with the connection of man doing like the headset games, like sitting in a room and flying the planes from gaming mode. That was the test. But here, this is the same thing, using light to maneuver the planes. Using light code to maneuver the planes. So now they saying we're not going to just use, we're going to use the technology that we used and they let us get away with it and nobody paid attention to maneuver humans the same way. That's what I see when I read this. This document announces the acceptance of means of compliance with FAA regulations for small unmanned aircraft, Category 2 and Category 3 operations over humans. Wait, isn't it supposed to be the humans operating the unmanned aircrafts? It's saying, well, we've decided, the way they want to make this look like we've decided that we'll let the technology, SUA, see that technology right there, to be the ones that fly these aircrafts and not humans. We're choosing light code over humans. But no. Mm-mm. And look at the date. This was one of those things I went over. I said, y'all, it's going to become a rule. Soon as it becomes a rule, it's done. It's law. You need to go check and tell your authorities, say we don't agree with that. And what map are they using? Are they going to use the flat Earth map? Are they going to use the map that Red Squid X showed today that is going to allow them to go into which map? Which map are they going to use to allow this to be a successful maneuver? And they didn't just say it one time. They said, let us remind you. So we using the map and the Avis. What is Avis? You know what? I'm going to come back to this later. There's the money, 1990. There's the money got the surface mining, money inflation, money, surface mining, reclamation and enforcement office. They got something to say today. Everybody dropping everything. San Juan finna go through something. This ain't no old one right here. San Juan finna go through something. Here you go. Just like the one that I saw where it said the other day, Virginia and New York, their safety zones and what they're about to go through. They posted that the other day, like a couple of weeks ago. So anybody being shocked after I've been saying all these months, wherever you at, type in. If you see that you're in an unsafe zone, you might want to tell your family members, tell your people, like, look, let's go before this date, because see what they said here in Federal Register, what they gonna do to us. San Juan finna get it. Oh, Charleston, South Carolina finna get it. But I've been told my family that. I said, I'm glad you're not there because they about to get it. And then years ago, I remember I was telling one of my riders on the truck, I was like, look, because that's where you from. You might be the one to go tell some people to get out of that bowl. Wherever you live, whatever's supposed to transpire between the time that they're going to use the moon magnetism and all that as their excuse for stuff that they blowing up naturally. For things that they're doing, they're going to act like it's an act of God. They even got down how long it's going to take to reconstruct the environment for some of these places. Now, what's this 10-year maintenance plan for 8-hour ozone standard? There's the zone. Here, see what his face was over there talking about the zone. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the numbers. Yes, it do. Now, all of a sudden, you whole great mathematician and alchemist. Talking about no, it don't have nothing to do with the numbers, but want to know how you can manage individuals through YouTube and talking about who ain't gonna make no money and can't make no money off of somebody that did it and all that type of over talking over the head, over the river and through the woods. Throw off. He said, see, we're in zone 6. Nah, you ain't in no zone 6. You in zone 8. You in zone 8 according to this right here. And it's about the environment. It ain't no farm. Your farmland almanac is off point with your black magic tone. If that ain't black magic, he sure grew up under black magic. See that? Anything I think now, because my mind is God's mind, he give me the confirmation. He give me the, hey, mind's eye. I asked you the last time you was over here. I asked you, you know, what happened with Huey P? Everybody okay with Huey P? This is where's Huey P? If you can, the next time you come over here, can you let me know exactly what state he's in? Because all that, we about to build up funds when we can all directly just go and connect with him. My mind has been on Huey P the past 2 weeks. More than it ever been on Malachi Z. York. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And when you was over here last time, I don't know when you left, if you left immediately when I said that, I was like, with all the magic. Where's Huey P? Huh? I would love to send him something direct. Direct. Where is he? Back to it. What? See this mess here? Magnan Sons. The Magnu Sons, huh? Stop that with the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. The multi-species, they fishing. They fishing. Even down to the lobsters. Look at this. Fishing. They're going to make sure to save the species, the fish and all that in their shop. Clean Air Act. These are rules. All these are rules. They try to make sure incorporate and get adjusted. Okay, when they do these Endangered Species Act, they be talking about humans. But this right here, to me, is the most important one for the next few days. They say we're taking vessels. Is your vessel trapped and trimmed? What is this AVSS? Wait. Let me click it. Let me click it real quick. Isn't it some deity or god or demon named Avis? It says this section requires that sewer. Who is the sewers? Oh, down in the sewer, huh? To be designed, produced, or modified such that it will not cause injury to a human being above the specified severity limit. That's just what I was saying over there. This is just a amendment to the thing that they said inside the tuning frequencies that they supposed to be releasing on Monday, or Tuesday, or the first day of the week, or the 11th day. Oh, as a reminder, the 11th day, I was so excited. Here, the 11th day. Let me tell y'all, so you know that I was being genuine. That they sent me an email this morning talking about, here is a reminder, it's the 8th day. They said, Shabbat, Shalom, Abigail, Shimini. The ordination of Aaron is the Torah portion. And he says, Shabbat, Shalom, Abigail. This week, Parasha, called Shemini, the eighth, is the Torah portion that will be read during the Shabbat Saturday service in the synagogues worldwide. So worldwide, they celebrating and bringing in. What does this say about lacerating human skins? Oh my goodness, didn't I tell y'all they putting plan and talking about skins gonna be falling off? Oh, wait, am I sharing the screen? Make sure I'm not sharing my face. God, look at this. Look. What is this? What? You see there? I told you. What would be flying a plane got to do with laceration of human skin? You know why they feel so free to do it now? They's like, yep, because ain't nobody listening to grandma at all. How many years? Look at the 713. How many years she been saying, hey, y'all go check out the Federal Register? I tried to tell my mama. She'd be like, but then you want to tell me stuff about the laws and stuff and all the systems that they got when they right here saying everything that they doing. Say, you know why we could go ahead and just say it freely? We for to slice y'all skin, slice and dice you. For those who don't have love and like code in them, the ones who gonna I'm just saying, it's right here. When they finish with those frequencies, they got up. Or they gonna send up. It says prescribes the eligibility and operating requirements for civil sewer to operate over human beings in the United States. I can't make this up. I didn't write it. I didn't write this. And this stuff was written. It was already here. Now let me finish with this Shalom Shabbat. What they sent me. They said all over. We finna talk about the 8th day. I told my first husband, middle name Jesus. I say, you know what? There was a particular reason why Jesus said, don't be so concerned about these days and days of the week. They done changed times and calendars so many times. You don't know what day you serving unless you know. Now, we've encoded it in your DNA through love and light codes, but if you forget what's in your DNA code, you're going to be following days and weeks that ain't got nothing to do with God. It's going to have to do with what man made. And when man made it, the majority of it was made under the wisest serpent, Solomon. And they're going to turn around and they're going to say, April Fools. We told you all these years. You can't say you didn't know. After we finish slicing and dicing you, if you survive, see, it says, if they survive now, they try not to make it where because they can't. They don't want to kill you. They want to put you back to sleep. If they kill you, that's more of a loss. Who's want to take that loss? They ain't trying to kill you. You're a commodity. So even down to the Shemini of the 8th, right? The 8th day. What you mean, 8 days of the week? You have particular tribes that celebrate 12 days a week. There's no 7 days. That was a Christian movement, which Jesus didn't come in under a Christian movement. That was a a Catholic movement to change the numbers in the days. Men don't lie. The numbers don't lie, but men do. Men made the numbers to lie. So in the Shimony of the 8th, in this email that they sent me, they used all 911 codes. I can't make this up. I could screenshot it and put it in. I ain't got time for all that. They use Leviticus 911, Ezekiel 911, and Mark 911 in the codes that they sent me. So it says this week's Parashah study is called Shimni or Shemini, which means the 8th. The name arises, of course, they'll use the word arise from the opening verse. On the 8th day, Moses summoned Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. Remember, Aaron wasn't an Israelite and Moses wasn't an Israelite, but they all sat with elders from Israel. Why do she keep saying that? Yes, Moses wasn't. Aaron wasn't either. In the last week, Parashah called Zah, God told Moses to command Aaron and his sons and how to prepare themselves for their duties and rights to the Kohanim, to the priests. For 7 days, Aaron and his sons stayed in the tent of meeting during their ordination process. And on the 8th day, Moses called for them to begin presenting offerings to the Lord. These offerings were a giving kind of welcoming ceremony to greet the arrival of God's Shekinah. What is it? Shekinah. Oh, let's do it with the Shekinah. 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 Glory of divine presence. Then Moses said, this is what the Lord has commanded you to do so that the glory of the Lord may appear to you. It took 7 days of preparation before they could begin this new holy function as priests serving the Lord of Mishkan, Michigan. Oh my goodness, tabernacle, where the glory of the Lord came to reside. So there is a movement from the 7th to the 8th. I told Whoa we wasn't in the 4th or the 5th a long time ago, even the last time I was around him. I said, yeah, we've been in the 11th, but if you still in the 4th and the 5th, because these numbers was here before we got here. We just had to learn to adjust. But what they've done, they've learned and remembered the numbers and stole the numbers in the light codes. And they're going to tell you, in order for you to be successful in they SUA or they USA or they AWAS, you're going to have to get down with their monetary program. You're going to have to make a choice. Join them, Gog and Magog, and take the mark. Take the mark or reject it. But if you reject it, believe me, you protect it. But again, it's only going to be for 5 months. Don't believe me. You ain't got to believe me. You ain't got to believe. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. But enough of that right there. I'm ready to. That email is lengthy. Every time they send me one of these emails, it be lengthy. And this the one time, did they ask for money? Yep, they always asking for money. But y'all supposed to be the richest, huh? If you the rich, you supposed to be sending me an offering, asking for money. When they get to the end and start talking about consuming fire. Oh, they talk about the sapphire. They're using sapphire and something else um, codes in the frequency that they're sending out on the 8th in the tuning frequency. Anybody don't know what I mean? Every time I say the tuning frequency, prepared by NAB, through the order of NAB. Let me just type power. As you see, I'm just typing in power. And then I'm going to the last 30 days. Well, I don't have to. They're right there. Oh, it's at 144,000. 144,000 documents of power. There's CRISPR. Nope, that's not the one. This is the one where I was able to know that they're going through the super foramen. See, this is the one that shows the codes and tells how the body is going to fall off, and people with devices standing next to each other, how the microwave powers may work. If it gets too dangerous, they will stop it. They'll stop the frequencies only at the call of the commission. If the commission calls, see, this is the reactive power. That's what I was talking about. See here. I went over this. I think I did this one in a late night. I may go over it again today. I don't know, just to have something to do while I wait. Just to have something to do. But see, they say it. And they're as transparent as possible. See it? So you see that right there? The supra. And then when I was looking, I was like, the forma. Wait a minute. Are they saying the way to attach to the wires in our brain is through the supraforamen, which is this right here? You can look it up. Here's the supraforamen, the supra. There's two little holes right here above your eyebrows. If you press, it's right here. And see, you can press anywhere else and won't feel the pain that you feel when you press right there at the supraforamen. This connects all of the wires within your body. That's why sunlight and going and getting that sun, it has nothing to do so much with the vitamin D as much as it has to do with the electricity that activates right here. So if you don't believe, for those that don't know the body and be like, well, if you press right there, it's two little holes. And that wire connects to all the nerves that run. So that's why when they're doing the surgery, supposedly, to what Elon and them are doing, where they have supposedly these men hooked up where they could do telepathy with the computer. That is what we had before, but because so much chemicals and because we're not in the environment is toned down with all the different grids and okay, let me just remind you, remember when we were children in the 80s, no, I'd say around the 70s. The only time you would hear that beep frequency is when the TV got turned on. You turn on the TV in the house, and all of a sudden you hear beep, you knew the TV was on. But now that frequency is constant. Those frequencies are constant. That is so normal that you can't even tell when equipment comes on because it's always going, because now it doesn't need any of these devices to be on. It's just in the atmosphere. Okay, back to this document. Back to this document. See, when you hear a pitch higher than all the equipment, that's them accessing here. It's this one right here. Is it this one? Full power. Full power. This whole script right here is the frequencies that they're releasing on the 4th. Everything that they're releasing on the 4th. All the different permissions that they had to get. And then they have one connected to this that lets you know that they're definitely dealing with putting to sleep indigenous beings. It's written, not exaggerated. It literally says in that they're dealing with the heart, the mind, and the eyes when they release these frequencies. They put in here how it will affect particular animals. Some of the animals they've already gathered and did something to protect particular animals. So it's not that the eclipse is going to have an effect on the animals. It's the frequencies that they're sending out. All right, let me get to my Bible reading and I'll go over this later. Oh, I wasn't sharing the screen. I have a tendency of doing that. Now I'm going to go back to this one. Slicing and dicing. I'm going to ask what's his name, artificial intelligence later. What is Sua? Who is Sua? Who is Sua? Who is Sua? Oh man, I forgot not to add. Oh, here, listen to some music for a second, please. Just one moment. King Ellis, Greater Light.
Who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I'm in always reflecting His light. Always I acknowledge, no knowledge, no courage. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that He is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my calling. Only His ways, oh ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. God's promise, 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 promise. 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 Put him in yourself who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on. Promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in always reflecting His might. I am in always reflecting His sight. In always I acknowledge, no knowledge, no college. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that He is by your side, and nothing. Put him in yourself who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on. Promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in always reflecting His might. I am in always reflecting His sight. In always I acknowledge, no knowledge, no.
Thank you for waiting. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started. I had to do some deleting. I had a special request. And what I did is I hope that person will understand if they do come over here and look. I had to delete you out of the network then, because I wasn't going to remove that text. I wasn't going to change it. I'm not going to delete it. I'm not going to change it. I had to delete and block that individual. I had to delete and block that individual out of the network. That's the best I could do, because I sent that to my family. And since that person, the matriarch head, well, one of them, like I said, I was created before that womb, decided that they didn't want to be in the network. which is my family network, literally. Everybody that I included in there was my family. Now I could be included in their family networks of prayers and people that speak in demonic tongues and stuff, but I couldn't include them in my family network. I'm talking about I haven't had people praying over me so many years, didn't know that they was praying for me to be trapped into secrets and lies of the system. And I accepted it like a fool. Yeah, you can have these people praying for me and didn't real and in my mind didn't even realize what they helping you pray that the truth don't come forth and come out. So, like I just said, this is a message just in case they do decide to come over here and pretend like they're not listening, but they listening. I was created before the foundations of flesh. God thought about me before he thought about you, even though it ain't about me. I was sitting in love and light before the structure of DNA. Whatever it is that you did to make this flesh come into existence between whatever sinful nature that was going on, I came in after this flesh was created. So since you were asked to be removed from the network, I had to block you. So I hope you understand. And I hope it's okay with you. I'm not removing my Good Friday text that I sent to the family. I'm not removing my Good Friday text that I sent to those that are considered my family members. Just to take your name out of the text. So I had to delete your name and block you so that they couldn't see who you are. Hope you don't mind. Greater love and light on this Good Friday. Let's get it together. Look. What song I had in my mind? I had a couple of songs playing this morning, and that We Shall Behold Him was one of them. That was the main one. I played that. I played Hosanna, and I played Our God is an Awesome God. I was rocking out on that. And then I said, I'm going to get up here and sing it. It's like, I'd rather not do any singing actually until Monday. Monday may be the day that I just get on here with that karaoke machine and just sing to my heart's desire. I mean, talking about singing to sound good because I'm not a singer. God didn't bless me with that. I have a falsetto type of voice. I'm a mocker. I can mock voices. Here we are. Matthew 24. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him buildings of the temple. They wanted to take him on a tour. And Jesus said to them, see you not all these things? Verily I say to you, there shall be not but left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall all these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For the nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up and be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall be waxed cold. But he that shall endure until the end, their name shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field turn back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. Now they had to shorten the days. Remind you, I told you. They even have it on in the media. They had in the Federal Register that just even 1 second of slowed down time, they realized they was like, oh, wait a minute. We have to slow down the time. How do we slow down the time? If we melt all the ice, then the belly will get full and she'll slow down. So we need to slow it down. We need Earth to slow down. It's speeding up too fast. So we got to slow it down. That's what they did. Y'all don't believe me? You don't have to believe me. Go check it out. Go check out and type in, has Earth slowed down by 1 second? Except those days be shortened, there would be no flesh saved. So time sped up or time slowed down. The faster Earth spins, the shorter the days gets, right? But we still lost a second to shorten up the time. No? Okay, I'm telling you, it's written. All this stuff was here before I got here. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or lo, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. I make sure, look, I ain't no prophet. All this stuff was here before I got here. How could I prophesy about anything? I done heard all my life, all the way up till now, till recently. The people that dream dreams and read dreams and prophesy, say God said, and God said, God told me to tell you. What God will do. They put whole curses on you and your children. Talking about what God said he'll do. Now all of a sudden they want to be careful. You could be careful all day long. Not one sin, not one secret, and not one lie making it into the kingdom of heaven. Not one lie. We can think of all the worst crimes ever. Wherever there's a pit for all the thieves, murderers, people who like to inflict pain, child molesters, rapists, all of the one place where they all will be celebrating with their demon devil daddy. That one lie and that one little bit of bitterness is going to be right there with them, You're going to be right there with them. I'm saying, this is the time for transparency. This is the time to put it all on the table, that every eye shall see. I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating. I know that I'm not going to have no part in old fiery fire, smoking flames. I know. Every time I thought about, wait, did I do anything to hurt that person, this person, or that person? Is it anything that I'm not aware of? Do I owe anybody any apologies? Is there anything I can do to rectify anybody that I may have heard? I went down the list in that whole year that I wasn't talking to the matriarchs in my family, trying to get out all the bitterness and hatred and make sure I'm good for what was about to come. I was making phone calls. Wait, did I do anything? Is there anything that I need to make sure that you okay? I apologize to people that I know I didn't need to apologize to, because just so, at the end of the day, because sometimes, that's all the people need to hear, and even if they ain't did nothing wrong. I did that too. I went down a checklist. And I'm transparent. I got 1,500 videos of transparency. Can you imagine? You think you got it all together with all the years? Just say a person is all the years of their life. And then when they open their eyes, they standing there next to Charles Manson. Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm so excited. And I don't want to see that, but I'm just saying, that's your bad. God has gave us all enough opportunity to get it together. See, the children are protected. The children are protected. When this transference happened, the children of God are protected. I'm talking about the children, the babies. They're going to be protected, because God not going to allow them to continue going through all this torment and stuff. Huh? But them ones who know better, and think they got it all together, they want to hide in the secret places. They put on a good face. Huh? But it's that one truth you could have told that may have saved thousands of children and babies. Huh? That one truth I have you laid in the same pit. Huh? With the most abominable beings that ever walked this planet. Huh? Because that's what they plan on doing with these frequencies. Just a reloop of hell. This is a reloop. A reloop. Hmm? My bad that I'm so excited. I'm sorry. My bad. Then they should deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then they shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, and love of many shall be waxed cold, but he that hath endured to the end, shall the same shall be saved. As this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, and neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not seen from the beginning of this time, nor no, even never shall be. So this time will be the last time, like it'll never happen again. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and as so much as if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out from the east and shineth even to the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Like I told you, that's about the government right there. Immediately after the tribulation in those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear a sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know the summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these signs, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words will not pass. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah, where shall so shall also the coming of Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriages, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, and one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, and then one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not the hour your Lord doth come in. When does your Lord come? But know this, that if the good men of the house had known in what to watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be also ready. Be also ready for the coming of the Lord. Are you ready? Are you ready for the coming of the Lord? Are you ready? Are you ready for the coming of the Lord? Be also ready for the coming of the Lord. Be also ready for the coming of the Lord. For in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is faithful and wise serpent? Who is the Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord when he cometh shall find doing so. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all goods. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him off asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Chapter 25. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. And they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels and their lamps. Now we're talking about the vessels again. Let me share this real quick. Now I'm talking about the vessels again. Aerial vessel safety solution. Aerial vessel safety solutions. But the wise took their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But ye go rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. You're going to have to make a choice. See, they said their lamps ran out, meaning they had oils in their lamp. And they said, Please share, give us some of your oil, for our lamps went out. And the wise, the serpent being, said, Nah, not so. Why does it say not so? Saying, nah, your oils didn't run out. While you were asleep, we took your light. Huh? And in order for you to get anything that we got, we could share with you. But because we took yours, does that mean are we giving you back yours? No, we're not going to give you back yours and give you some of ours. We could share with you while we celebrate the bride. But since, you just go to the place where you could go shop, get it how we get it. And while they went to buy, they went to go buy and sell. That's like somebody calling you first thing in the morning, wondering if you ain't filed unemployment. When you tell them saying, God gonna take care of me. Don't worry about anything man made on this flesh. You just pray for me on the level of spiritual. Because if I'm not concerned about man-made things, why would you call me first thing in the morning worry about man-made things? You are like the bride that's waited while they were asleep and trying to get with the bridegroom, knowing that he finna get married. And then gonna tell me to go focus on things out instead of sharing your light with me. Huh? No, that's not how the story goes. See, that's the way I see this story. I still see it the same way. No matter how many times I read it, that's how I see it. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. How he act like he ain't know them. It doesn't say you can't come because you late. He's saying, I don't know you. Because I done slept with the virgins that, would cheat on or sleep with me, even though they know I'm, heaven is coming. See, that's what it looked like to me. So in that same sentence, Jesus said, well, you make sure you stay awake now. Because if they had stayed awake, they wouldn't have got a chance to take their oil while they were sleeping. Because see, if they went in knowing that they didn't have oil, they would have that night before, while they, how many hours in between, they would have realized right there, oh dog, we don't have no, they had oil. Man, this story is about 11 beings, 10 nations. So it's really about 12 gates. The bride, the bridegroom, 5 nations here and 5 nations here. The aerial vessels, they had got their vessels. What did it say? Let me go back. The serpents, but the wise took oil and their vessels with their lamps. Everybody missed that. It says it took oil and their vessels with their lamps. So what was the vessel? The wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. The wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. The wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. What is that? A pouch that has the oil? That's what somebody would say. It's a piece of it's like a container that holds extra oil. These were wise as serpents. Is it important not to miss that the whole time that everybody had a chance to get it together, to get the same amount of light codes? The other ones forgot. They had already forgotten who they were. They forgot. But the ones who were definitely willing to sleep with the bridegroom, knowing that he was going to be getting married. See, if they would have came in the middle of the ceremony with oil in their lamps, the bride would have known what had happened and what went down in the barn. He wasn't not let in because remember, the bridegroom was supposed to show up a particular time. He didn't even show up that time. So that's why they fell asleep, because he was still trying to make sure that his soon-to-be wife was straight. But when he got the opportunity to get to that barn, the wise serpents that stole the oil from the ones that was sleeping, if he would have opened up and let them in, the bride would have realized what went down in the barn. No? Okay. You don't have to believe me. That's the way the story goes. And let me continue reading, because I said, see, I done got where let me continue reading. No, I'm going to close it on that. I'm gonna close it on that. I'm gonna leave this open and continue going through Federal Register on these particular things that they're saying that they're gonna be doing. So if you think this is seriously about airplanes and aircraft and vehicles versus the vessels that Jesus said would be like the end of time. He said, look, this ain't no real story about the barn, but if you really able to understand what I'm saying to you, it's what the end is going to be like. And they're going to have vessels. It's going to be wise vessels. It's going to be vessels. And the vessels will be able to do this if you sleep it. This document announces the acceptance of the means of compliance with FFA regulations for small unmanned aircraft, SUA, Category 2 and Category 3 operations over humans. The administration finds that Avis's means of compliance, is that a serpent? Let me see who the god Avis was, or the demon Avis was. Let me see if there was even one. Let's ask, who is the demon Avis? Now, let's see if he gonna. I should have said God. Is oh my goodness. Do I really want to read this one? Ooh, that's the seraphs. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a bird. It's a plane. Sea nymphs and sacred bulls. Oh my goodness. I promise you. Look, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I really did. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. It says this means the compliance is accepted, effective today. They put it out today, and they said, and it is effective, collective for today. We needed to put this out before the 8th. Huh? We letting you know what we gonna do, and we using Avis. Now, here's what Copilot said Avis is. And this connection, I'm gonna make sure that you know where you could find it in the scripture, is in response to Matthew 25. The wise serpents. The wise serpent brides. And Federal Register. Register. 0405. Avis operations over human beings. Compliance, because they have to comply. It says they have to comply. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so who is Avis? In mythology, now remember, they just activated their Greek mythology tone devices through the system. The president made a reconnection. He said that they're joined at the hip with the Greeks in executive order that was done last week, right? So Acis and Galatia in Greek mythology, Galatia, also known as Avis. So Galatia or Galatia, um, equals Avis, which I'm gonna put equals AVSS. Okay. All right. So was a sea nymph and the daughter of the old man in the sea, Nereus, meaning the Neuro. So she was the daughter of Neuro. So neurology. She was the daughter of Neuro. I'm not going to type everything I put because that's just going to hold me up to get to where I need to get. So the daughter of Nereus and the Oceanid Doris. I knew it. Doris. She was one of the 50 Nereids and was described as the fairest, most beloved among them. Galatea's story is intertwined with that of mortal Acis. When the jealous Cyclops Polyphemus killed Acis, Galatea transformed him into an immortal river spirit. The stream on Mount Etna, oh my goodness, that bore his name became the Silicon River Acis. This tale inspired poems, operas, paintings, and statues during the Renaissance and beyond. So Apis, Chiapis. In Egyptian religion, Apis or Hapis was a sacred bull worshipped in Memphis region. This is all still connected to Avis. Avis, come out of Egypt. Apis. So all this is still connected to Solomon's house, right? Or was a sacred bull worshipped in Memphis region. Initially associated with the goddess Hathor, Apis later served as an intermediary between humans and other powerful deities, including Ptah and Osiris. Apis was entwined with concepts of renewal, life, and death. After his demise, he became Osorapis, akin to Serapis in the Hellenistic period. The name Avis itself has interesting origins. In Latin, avis means bird. So there's the big bird. Means bird. Birds are often seen as messengers of God. They was talking about birds earlier. Okay, so we got a breakdown of Avis. Okay. Now, in this, again, let me finish reading. The administration finds that Avis means of compliance for small unmanned aircraft revision 5.0, dated January 10th, 2024, provides acceptable means, but not the only means showing compliance of FAA regulations. What are the FAA regulations? Those are the regulations that I showed that is connected with FCC and the sending out those frequencies. Now, what is who is SUA? Let's see, SUA. And I always got to put mythology. Oh my goodness. So, Sally Sue Serpent Slayer. Sally Sue Serpent Slayer. Sua is goodness. Let me see if I could get more extensive details, because he kind of a little shisty, a little evasive with the information about Sua. He's a little evasive about the Sua. So far, what I've given you is Avis, right? So we see Avis here and who Avis is and how they dropped this today. And they say, and it is effective as a final rule today. Okay. And then when I get into the reading, it's operated and going to be controlled by SUA. This is where music is coming into effect. Why it's such a big thing about the music industry right now. So SUA, also known as Sua, Zue, or Sue, was the god of the sun in the religion of the Muisca or Muisca. The Muisca civilization, one of the four advanced civilizations of the Americas, developed their own religion in Altiplano, Cundiboyacense region of the Andes. Sue was married to the moon goddess Chia. So let me see. I need to Google this one, because what's his name? My trusty assistant being real shady. Huh? Sua. Ooh, they being shady. Let's see, Sua in mythology. Let's see, come on now. There it is. There it is. Okay, let me share this tab instead. So is this the area maybe that it would take? Because he did show in that X, it was up under the Andes Mountains, wasn't it? Okay, so let me read this. So Sue or Sua, see this? Sua, eligibility and operating requirements for civil Sua to operate over human beings in the United States. They didn't stutter. It ain't cut short. It ain't like rewritten in no type of extra code except for as loud as could be. I mean, they say, hey, since we know our time is short, if they catch it, they catch it. If they don't, they don't. That's what it looked like they saying to me, because look, they said we got to send this out today. effective today. It says prescribes the eligibility and operating requirements for civil SUA to operate over human beings in the United States. These sections require that SUA to be designed, produced, modified such that it will not cause injury to human beings above the specified severity limit and does not contain any exposed rotating parts that will lacerate human skins and does not contain any safety defects. Say what? So SUA was the god of the sun in the religion of Muisca. He was married to the moon goddess Chia. The Muisca and their confederation, my goodness, they're using the word, there is that, oh my, when did they write this? This had to be, must have been updated today. Oh no. This page was last edited 2023. Okay, so it wasn't a recent update. That's good to know. Where one of the four advanced civilization of the Americas and developed their own religion on the Alta Cundiboyacense in the Andes. Both the sun and rain impersonated Chibacacum were very important for their agriculture. So let me look at this flag. Let's look at this flag right here. Let's do this. And where in the Americas? Independent territories in the red. Pre-Columbian. Republic of Colombia. Okay. Let me. Who's this person? Okay. I'm not too sure about this. Okay, so this was created 2016. But who is this person here? The author. Yeah, I'm not too trusting what that flag is. Yeah. I don't know. I would prefer to see something a little bit more the antiquities of, not something just as, now what is this? That's gold. That could have been created. Update. Okay, let me go back. Well, whoever SUA is, the government is using them, their information. Let me see. After the creation of light and the world, he created Chia and Su to represent the moon and the sun, respectively. Spanish conquistador Gonzalez Jimenez de Cassette. Okay. Now, I would take looking at this seal versus that picture that was updated 2016 by whoever did that. Let me see what this seal is. Let's see. Does that show you exactly? What is that seal? Come on. I'm trying to get to that seal. What's that about right there? Two. He looked like Matthew DeBar DeLaban. Looked like somebody I went to school with, the DeBar DeLabans. The eyes. DeBar DeLabans. Okay, go back. They have the sun and the moon as breeders of all the things and believe they are together as husband and wife, having created the councils. While Chia was related to Zipas of the Southern Musical Confederation, Su was governing the Zaks of the Northern Federation. Also, the Kasike, or the Kasik, the Kasika, the Kasike, the Kasike of Ramiriki, or America, Ramiriki. What? Yeah, they just updated this. Look at this. So, the Kasike, sometimes spelled as Kasike, was a tribal chieftain of the Taino people, who were the indigenous inhabitants of Bahamas and Greater Antilles and the northern Lesser Antilles at the time of European contact with those places. This term in Spanish transliteration. This term is the Spanish. So now, should I go ahead and just go ahead and make her my new one of my new thumbnails? Huh? When they updated this, let's see when they updated this one. Let's see. March 16, 2024. They full of it. They is full of it. They full of it. They full of it. They need to cut it out. Let me see when this picture was done. Anonymous. It was anonymous. Watercolor portraying Jose Kondo Kaneki alias Tupac Amaru. I need to go look and type up who is Tupac Amaru. This was created, 1784 through 1806, but it was updated 2022. Who was Tupac Amaru? Huh? Oh, this is the alias. That sounds like an alias of forbidden knowledge. That's possibly what this could be. Because ain't nowhere in the world. Look at they need to cut it out. They need to cut. You know what? Just for it, just because I'm gonna go ahead and make this my new thumbnail of the week. This is gonna be my. You can attribute the author. Nah, Tupac ain't alive unless so. Who I'm gonna have to go to? Forbidden knowledge and say thank you. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Nah, it ain't going down like that. This is gonna be my new thumbnail. Uh-huh. That's so. Let me read this story. Give me something to do for the day. Who she is. Who she art thou be? Gotta take the term Spanish transliteration Taino word Kasike. Okay, and I'm changing for the rest of the week. It's no more Grandma Ab Ka. It's Grandma Ab Kasike. Uh, Grandma Ab Kasike. Here we go. I'm gonna change that right now. I am now Grandma Ab Kasike for the rest of the week. Uh, Grandma Ab Kasike. Psychoberry. That's what that word looked like. Grandma Ab Kasike. And let me change this thumbnail. Let me do that right now in y'all face, huh? Right in your face. Get you from up there, Mr. Elon. Would it put, she'll be coming around a minute when you come. Come around a minute when you come. They'll be coming around, coming around. They said, I can tell Tupac Amaru say thank you for this. All right. Exercising power in the system of Kaki. I don't like being cocky. Who's cockies? Wait a minute. Look at that big nose looking like, ain't that the Islam, Nation of Islam dude up there? What is this they got going on? The cockies. Oh no. What is Quadillo? No. She worked with them? Kaki is initially translated as king or prince for Spanish colonial. Oh, no, that's not what it's saying. Was the indigenous Kaki who led the large Andean rebellion against the Spanish of Peru as self-proclaimed Sapa Inca of New Inca Empire, who led the 1781 rebellion against Spanish rule in Peru. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So, okay. Let me see if I look like them. Let me see if we look alike. Let me see if I can see any of my inheritance in their face. Let's see. Let's see, said the blind man. And then I'm going to get on off of here and come back later. I'm going to go relax and find something to do that I don't usually do. I might come back and play cards online or something. I'm bored. I'm bored. Let's see. Nope, that top lip thin. Oh, that might be a reflection of my mama. They some thin top lip beings. Come on, stop taking so long to load. Let's see. No, maybe around the eyes or something. Let me see. Let's see. I wonder who did this. Oh, they said Tupac drew it. I don't know about them rosy cheeks. You know what? I'm gonna take the time and create me a headband look just like that. How about that? Oh, it got a castle on the top with 2 roses. Well, a rose is still a rose. And baby girl, you're still a flower. Darling, you hold the power. Oh, look at that castle. Look at that. You love him, y'all. Is that a conch shell right there? She got on cowboy boots. What I am is what I am. Baby girl, you're still a flower. Darling, you hold the power. What I am. That sword is supposed to be green. They messed up. They messed up trying to depict a story, letting their teenage children draw. That wouldn't be a castle like that. It was a flat pyramid. That's why it's on the flag like that. They got it all wrong. What is that? Just because I could see, that don't mean, I'm not attached to anything in this flesh. I just know that that's wrong. Whoever they let draw that, what's his name? Who they said told a lie, told the story about it. What's his name? Let me tell y'all. This man right here, he lied. Gonzalez Jimenez, he lied. You was a liar and the truth ain't in you. And that's not the way it went down. And you is not going to take any love and light beings who are connected to God and know their DNA code and take their skin and start lacerating it and rotating it and anything in your sewer program. That's all I got to say. That's what I say. God has promised. Y'all not getting you could take this back to Kansas City, where it came from, the pits of hell. You could take it back to the pits of Kansas with the Mullins and anybody else that think they finna take God's people to be controlled under Avis, and y'all gonna straight out tell us loud and clear. I just see, that's why I got to get off of here. I'm going into talk directly to God right now. To operate over humans, over human beings, and y'all giving them enough that they can't cause that much injury, only a specified limit. Hold up. What's the other one? Who is the God in the other one? That's the map that they using. Let me see if they talk about pain and torture and stuff over here. Am I sharing to share this tab instead? Let me show you what I was just talking about just a second ago. So I don't think I'm just saying stuff to be saying stuff. See, one more time. They saying we are giving permission to the gods of Sua to have enough severity. You can have cause pain, but not that much. You can control humans. We giving you the permission as of April 5th. Now let's see what this one say. If it have anything about causing pain and harm and rotating and laceration of skins and stuff. This y'all government saying it. Don't believe nothing that I'm saying here. I'm telling you, you go look and read it for yourself. That you want to make sure you in a space, in a position, because any little lie in you, you are subject to what's about to go down. Ain't no calling nobody and telling them sorry. It's you got to put it out to. You had time for all that, huh? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They saying what they about to do. Huh? Love and light codes, everybody. Love and light. Put love in your heart. Love and light. Love and light. If you got any type of bitterness towards somebody, call them. I'm telling you, to relieve a lot. Call them and tell them you love them and you're sorry, even though you know you didn't do wrong, because it will lift that off of you. I'm telling you, you don't believe what I'm telling you. No matter that you know that they still in the wrong. If you call them right now and tell them, look, I love you and I apologize. If they say for what or try to act like, oh yeah, like you owed them an apology, but you know that you just go ahead and get it off your chest, get it off your hands, huh? And I'm not telling you that it changes the way they will move. It changes you. It changes your pathway. It clears your pathway. And so any of these frequencies will not be able to attach to you. It's no such thing as big lie and little lie. It's no such thing as big murder and little murder. It's no such thing. All that is wrong in the eyes of God, all the things that God hates, He's going to relinquish it and allow it to go into this phase with these, whatever that they're doing. He's going to keep his promise. And his promise is that it's going to be cleansed. Yeah, it's by their doing and the things that they're doing. Okay, so even in this one to Avis, they say the same thing. It says these sections require that SUA to be designed, produced, or modified such that it will not cause injury to human beings above the specified severity limit, which I told you they put those limits in the NAB, IS, PIS, SIAS, frequency tunes, and regulations that they did. It does not contain any exposed rotating parts that will lacerate human skin and does not contain any safety defects. Operations of small unmanned aircrafts systems over people. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'll be back. I'm going to go find a place where I can sit and chill and relax for a moment while I come up with some more entertaining things. I could read some more. Like I said, I wanted to read all the way over to when the stone got rolled back, because there's a lot of things that people see and they read and they like miss it. They miss it. Because remember when the stone got rolled back and Mary, both of them were there. They were there when the stone got rolled back. So it's like when the eclipse finishes, this is at the stance, when the eclipse is totally rolled over, I wanted to go over that and and cover that, my breakdown of that. But I'm gonna wait till later because I'm going into about 3 hours. I did fairly good today. Doing something that I normally don't see. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, this is before the first day of the week, which will be the 11th day, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake. The earthquake happened before the eclipse of the sun. The earthquake happened before the stone rolled away. For the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. This happened before their eyes. See, a lot of people, I remember growing up hearing the story, and they'd be like, and when Mary got there, Mary from the east and Mary from the west, when they came together, it was after the stone was rolled away. And that's not true. They were there before the stone was rolled away. And the angel came and descended and came and rolled back the stone. So an angel rolled back the stone in their face. And his countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white with snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men. And the angel answered and said to the women, fear ye not, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. So the ones who passed out on the sideline, who knew who Jesus was, they know they was holding them captive. God, they just passed on out. Whew. Body lacerated, put up, whoop. Before the eclipse was finished. Whoop. Just put up, whoop. But he had to let Mary know, Mary, why you bugging? Don't worry, you ain't got to fear now. If you got love and light in you, and we know that you got love and light. This is the angels. You got love and light. Don't worry. He is not here. Now, remember, the angel just rolled the stone back. So that means he had disappeared, or he wasn't in the tomb before the eclipse, before the stone got rolled back. Before the stone got rolled back. It's not like he unrolled the stone, let the stone go, and then all of a sudden Jesus' spirit rose up out of the... He wasn't in there. So it was empty after the stone was rolled away. It was empty before the stone, before the eclipse. So just remember, the sun rose before the eclipse. The sun rose before the eclipse. The earth shake before the eclipse. He is not here, for he has risen, and he said, come and see the place where the Lord lay, and go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. He rose. He rose. He rose. We need a hero. We don't need another hero. He rose from the dead. He rose. What? And behold, he goes before you to Gal. Galilee. Galilee. He rose before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. I'm going to meet you in Galilee, okay? Galilee, boy. Promise you, I'm going to meet you in Galilee. Do you know a man can make the lame walk? Do you know a man who can make the dumb talk? You don't know. Why don't you listen to me? I'm talking about a man. Don't you see? Golly, what they about to do? Golly. I'll be back later, y'all. Greater light. Let me end off with some loving tones of God's promise. He promised, and he's going to keep his promise. And you got a little bit more time. Don't act like it is a far away. Don't act like it's far away. I'm telling you, you got a little more time. My mind is God's mind. He's your mind too. He said you would do greater. He said he came as an example. He didn't come to take away the law or the prophets. He came to fulfill it. And he will fulfill it through you, and through your mind being God's mind, always reflecting divine wisdom, divine intelligence. Your brain sending symbols that would take out them frequencies, symbolizing the capacity to think wisely and spiritually with God's ideas unfolding within your mind in perfect sequence. In order to see their wisdom through Solomon's gate, you have to take on the wiseness of God. And this wise is the why. Why the why? Why the why? If anybody did any further research on DNA codes, they'll realize why doesn't even exist in the structure. That's what they deleted out of the structure. Why? They deleted that out of the DNA structure to make you forget, so you wouldn't ask why. You wouldn't ask why. You'll just take what was given to you and act like you all holy and educated, with the greatest PhDs and DDDs and SUAs and FAAs and all of the federal regulations that serpents slither on. They say they about to do some slicing and dicing, and it's right here in your face. This section requires, I want to read it one more time, requires the sewer. Who is the sewer? Sewer to be designed. God is going to keep the promise. Can I stop saying his for man's sake? I'm going to stop saying his and she's and he's and these. Because there's no description on no manly level to put God in. It's just a habit. And because today I'm tired of habits, today I'm tired of habits. And my God, I'm going to stop saying his and she. My God has promised. My mind is my God's mind. I'm always reflecting my God's ways, thinking spiritually. And my God sent the Son. Whose son? A son? My son. I'm just saying, you want to be a Mason and you don't see my son that God sent. He said, I sent my sunshine. He said, my sun shine. He sent it. But you just have to remember. And the only way for you to remember is the love and light codes, because they surely going to do everything that God has promised that is going to be done. These sections require that sewer be designed, produced, or modified such that it will not cause injury to human beings above the specified severity limit and does not contain any exposed rotating parts that would lacerate human skin. They don't want to lacerate your skin. They just want it to fall off. They just want it to fall off. Greater light.
Self who has been created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them.
That's the 11.
God's promise, 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 promise. Deep God's promise, 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 promise. Loud for God's mind is my mind is light. I am in all ways reflecting His sight. In all ways I acknowledge, no knowledge, no college. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that He is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my callings. Only His ways, oh, ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. Ooh, God, keep your promise. Scream. God's promise, 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 promise. Promise, promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in all ways reflecting His might. I am in all ways refracting His sight. In all ways I acknowledge, no knowledge, no college. Oh God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that He is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my callings. Only His ways, oh, what's on the new self who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in all ways reflecting His sight. In all ways I acknowledge, no knowledge, no college. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see the good on the new self who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. promise, promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in all ways reflecting His sight, and always I acknowledge no knowledge, no college. God, you promise that great day will come. Yes, God, on a new self who has been created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them.